These are the 5 most important beats to me. Alright, the first beat is Lil Skies, Kill For You, produced by SidePce.
Yo, what's up? This is Gino Beats, and in this video we're going to deconstruct how Kill For You by Lil Skies was made in FL Studio. To credit where credit's due, this was made by 3 producers, 1 group. You got the Martianz, you got Taz Taylor, and lastly DT or SidePce, who is a criminally underrated producer. Alright, here's the intro. All right, to start off with the melodies, we are using 2 plugins from Purity. We are using the first one called Bright AC Piano. And then it repeats, but pay attention to the volume or the attack at the bottom, the velocity. Just mix it up so it doesn't sound monotone. Secondly, using those same notes, we are using another Purity plugin. This one, we are using the same ones, just using the legato hall and the legato strings. Together, those two sound like this. All right, so we have to go over the effects. I mean, it makes a huge difference on how the sound came out. So here's what it sounds like without the effects. With the effects. So I know it looks like a lot, but honestly, it's just some delay, tuning some of the frequencies, but the biggest one being just reverb. And a fun little trick, try this. So when you're adjusting like how the sounds and the reverb affect your instrument, tweak the dry knob and turn the dry knob almost all the way down and turn the wet knob all the way up. Most people do it the opposite, but it comes out with a cool effect. Here's with the dry knob all the way up and the wet knob kind of like down. Doesn't really make a difference, but you switch that. Okay, moving on. If you listen pretty closely, you can hear like a background texture, so to speak. So for this one, we are just using 2 sounds in Nexus. One is the Textures and Effects Deep Space Specters, and the other one is Textures and Effect Unknown Lifeforms. Here's what those 2 sound like together. So I'm not sure if those were the exact ones, but it's pretty close. All right, moving on to the drums. Using the Stigma Volume 1, 2, and 3, we have various sounds coming in. So of course, you got the simple clap. So for the hi-hats, we're using 2. One is the DT Fresh hi-hat, which will just hit the standard 2 pattern with some cutting out. We're using a Break the Bank hat. And just play with the panning so it alternates between the left and the right ear. We're using a open hat from DT's kit called Spoon. Sounds pretty cool. For the 808, we're using the DT Amari 808. Hear the notes. Lastly, for the drums, you have a kick. This one, we were using one called the Reggie kick. And I boosted it a little bit, that's why it looks like off the charts. And together the 808 and the kick sound like this. Okay, and lastly, you have a cool little sound effect coming in here. So I believe this is the exact same rise effect I found in a Metro Boomin kit just called FX1. All right, so after a while, we have this section coming in the song, and we have one more melody coming in. And just with the melodies, in case y'all couldn't hear. So for this last melody, we're using 2 plugins. We're using one from Nexus called the Fantasy and Dream Chill Zone 1. Using those same notes, we are also using, layering that with Serum, the LD Kidsus. I'm the worst at pronouncing like plugin names, bro. Seriously, I need to. Using the same notes, here's what that sounds like. And together those 2 sound like this. And I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you learned something. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. I make a lot of these deconstructed videos. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.